Not exactly. Close though.
Ooh,
nice one.
good.
Right down the middle.
That was a good one.
I don't even know where that went.
Nice.
Ball shouldn't be in the center. Okay? It should be towards this foot just a little bit more. So you're actually like right here. And then I always like lay the club, grab it with this hand, and grab it with that hand. That tells me I'm the right distance. Spread your feet apart a little bit, bend your knees, swing. See ya.
I don't know where that one went. That's bad.
Shoulders are showing the hill. Already. I kind of like this 5.
Nice. That's it.
Nice, dude.
Damn, Dad.
That's how you do it.
Behind you.
I've never in my life driven a golf cart or been golfing, so this is one for the books, you guys. Hey, who knew your girl could golf? Yes. Yes, Maya. Now we can go out.
hands on?
8.
8?
Those 4 on each side. God, why for the life of me? What is this called again? The big circle?
Huh?
The big circle?
Oh, flywheel.
That's not the flywheel.
Yeah, it is. Pressure plate? No, it's not that. It's a flywheel.
Okay, so this is
automatic car has a flywheel and and this right here. Where do I see it? Your torque converter. This bolts to that.
That didn't come off this.
Well, it came off the transmission.
That came off the Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah, this engine.
But your old engine had a flywheel. It didn't have a.
I know. I'm not talking about the old engine. I'm talking about this one. We took this off of this LS.
Yeah. This was an automatic. Okay, here.
There's a term for it.
This was clutch disc. No, that's the disc. There's the pressure plate, which is
Flex plate.
flex plate. There you go.
Flex plate.
There you go.
Oh gosh, that was driving me.
That's another name for a flywheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, I am screwed.
Dad's getting ready to pull the camshaft positioning sensor, which is one 10mm bolt.
What the fuck is that?
That's what I'm saying, man. It's weird.
Man. Okay.
Is there an O-ring on that?
I'm learning something.
There is an O-ring on that. Let's see.
What the fuck? That's new.
Learn something new every day.
This, I think we could just grab on with a pair of channel locks and maybe just wiggle it out. This thing.
Yeah.
Do they say it unscrews or does it just pop out?
It uses a ratchet on it.
And it unscrews?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, so it's not actually like a pop out. You actually have to like.
You said you had to buy a special tool for it?
It's a special socket that has little.
I bet they rent it.
Yeah.
I bet they rent it. Let's try a regular socket. If you got one that big. It looks like maybe it's 7/8 or even a 1 inch. That's not even deep enough.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna have that. But where's your channel locks at?
Caps off the NOx sensors.
Area when you can't. Where you can't get a grip on any place where you can actually turn it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
Fuck your special tool. Seriously.
Yeah, they try to rip you in every category, man. They try to sell tools to you, they try to sell parts to you. Everybody wants something there.
Interesting. So that's an oil pressure switch.
Sensor? Oil sensor?
It's called oil pressure switch.
Switch? Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a little clip, but you can't really tell.
I was just looking at that.
I'm sure it's going to be replaced, but.
Yeah.
Spiral.
Getting ready to remove the lift valley cover, which is 10 10mm bolts. You kind of want to remove them in a spiral type pattern, not just directly straight across.
What's bad is when you're building it, you drop one and it goes down in the engine. I had a buddy of mine, some of the very first guys that were into hot rodding. That I met that were in hot rodding, they were called, their last name was Brust. And They lived right up the street from us in South Dakota. But they had a couple Chevelles, and my dad had an old Chevy. And I showed up over at their house one day. It was after school. I remember it's plain as day, man. It's plain as fucking day. I showed up at their house, and he's working on this fucking primered Chevelle, 72 Chevelle. And they just got this small block done for it, him and his dad. And they'd been building this fucker in his basement, right? We helped him carry it out of his basement the day before. And they put it in, and they had it all ready after school. And we showed up, and his dad was on the phone. And John's like, come on, Dad, hurry and get off the phone. So his dad finally gets off the phone, and he comes to his dad. I'm standing here, car's like right here, right, the engine. I'm standing here, and he comes, his dad comes walking up beside him, says, go ahead, fire it up, John. And John's sitting in his seat, he goes, whoop. And as soon as he went, whoop, his dad goes, wait! And it was too late, man. They had a rag stuck in the intake, and it sucked that fucker down in there. As soon as it fired, it sucked it down in there, and they had to rip the whole engine back apart. What we did, and it's kind of cool.
What did they call it? A trunnion? It's the trunnion part of it is like it doesn't spin all the way around or whatever. It goes
1.6 or 1.5,
yeah.
or you can't float it out. At high RPMs, it won't float the valve out. Because older cars, if you gas it, you know, and you're going 7,000 RPMs on a hydraulic, I did it to this car. Actually, floated the valve out of it, and the lifters down at the bottom at the cam, the fluid will be going through them so fast they don't have time to compress, and it'll fucking stick the valve open. The piston will come up and hit the fucking valve and break the valve or break the piston.
So that's what.
Yeah. But these all come out zip, 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 zip. Up higher than all the others. It's weird. You see an engine for 30 years, man, and then you see the next one, it's just so cool. It's like, yeah, I know what that is, but I'm not sure how that comes off.
I already tried removing this dipstick and kind of crushed it with some vice grips, so I can count on Dad to get it out one way or another.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's coming. Cool. Looks like it's still good too. Where do you want this?
I just set it up there, yeah. You can get it off here.
Oh, okay. I wish I knew you needed a 10 mil socket, but man, I probably got 10 mil.
Really? I had a bunch of them at one point. Alright, so here goes, eh? Whoops.
That came off the front.
That weird part?
Yeah.
Somewhat organized.
You need the little, I think that's an 8. Something like that.
Yeah, it was.
I want to pull this valve cover back through.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling us I'm doing too much. Nice.
Just trying to
I
get
keep those, yeah, keep track of these.
But
You know what's cool to have is like a piece of foam or something you can stick them all through, like cardboard maybe or something, to where you can keep them in a line. What I did was I drew a line and then marked it all, did all my marks on the cardboard, and then just shoved all the parts in there. Right. That's the ratio. The lift ratio.
Once I exit the room, Dad kicks it into high gear. I mean, the man's on a mission. Dad, I love you, and thank you so much for your help. Both the valve covers and the rockers are 8mm bolts. So these things have roller trunnion rockers and non-roller tips. You want to make sure everything goes back in its correct place and correct orientation, the exact way you got it out. It's super important. Unless, of course, you're planning on just rebuilding everything like I am, then you don't really necessarily have to worry about that.
want a cinnamon cream cheese bite? Yeah. They're pretty good.
I got an easier way to do this.
To do what?
So I put the valve covers right there. You want these under the valve covers?
Which side's which?
They're just like they are if you were looking at the front of the engine. This is passenger side, that's driver side. You want to put these under there for now? So they don't get all fucked up and just so you don't lose track. And that way they'll all stay right where they were. Yeah, kind of like that.
Nice.
That's way easier than your really small block. Right.
Just like everything else, these push rods are super important to keep an eye on. If you plan on reusing them, I would definitely take extra precaution on how you store them and make sure that you can put them back exactly how you got them out. Although I plan on replacing my entire valve train, I'm going to take the extra steps just to keep an eye on everything, just in case. And also somehow with this Nova, I've just developed this habit of keeping absolutely everything. It's not the prettiest, no, but it will do.
Yeah, those are all loose. Good ones. There's bolts that can only work once and then you have to come away to new bolts and rebuild it. So you want to check that, make sure that you're not using used bolts or you should get new.
Okay.
So this is how we're going to do this. We're going to number these bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, front to back, starting on the bottom. Okay? And that way.
Wait, I already forgot what
So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Starting at the bottom.
Deal.
Bottom.
That's the bottom.
Are these all off?
No, I've been going bottom to
Okay.
same as
Okay, that's top.
this is top.
The heads consist of 5 10mm bolts, which run across the top, and then 10 15mm bolts, which are what I'm pulling out right now.
Yeah, sorry, I was just... So we started from the bottom. Just in case we forget, I'm telling myself. 1, 2...
There's really no way to get a prying implement up along that flange, so we used a wooden screwdriver handle to pry it off. I'd recommend using something non-abrasive, or else you're going to mess up that exhaust port.
Not bad. It's got a little rust, but nothing major. Oh, what'd that fall out of? A piece of something that came off.
Oh yeah, that's the plastic intake.
When you do these heads, pull off one of these heads, any head, okay? Good? Okay, the first thing you check is this right here, in between the valves. That's where a head will crack every time. So you always want to clean that off and check and make sure there's no cracks, and that'll give you an idea that the head's generally all right.
Once you get into the combustion chamber and start looking at your valves, you can tell them apart because the intake valve will always be bigger. Here's the head gasket, and that puppy can go directly into the trash. We try to get the dampener off, but just can't get it off, so we spray it with some penetrant and hope to try later. When in all reality, we probably could have just used the impact, and I really have no idea why we didn't. But that kind of stuff happens.
I absolutely love it when Dad stops by. It's so much fun to have somebody to talk to out here, and honestly, I learned so much from him every single time. And what's so cool is this time, we both got to learn stuff because just like me, he has never really dabbled in the LS world. So it's really cool to see him like, what? What is that? What's that for? Oh, it's so funny because he does know his motors, but just not LS motors, so it is quite a show. Anyways, we got to work together, and I absolutely love days that I get to work with Dad, so. He was feeling good enough to come and join me, and you know, that's always just like so positive to have him here. Anyways, we got the heads ripped off, and I am so surprised by how clean this puppy is. I know. From the outside, it looked horrible. Some of you were saying it was the grungiest engine you've ever seen. I get it. But on the inside, I am thoroughly impressed, and that doesn't happen much, so let's check it out. Like, there's no carbon lip right here. It's so smooth. Like, wow. Retainers. I mean, honestly, there's just that little bit of surface rust in the water jackets, but other than that, like, everything looks like super clean. So thanks, Jamie, for not, screwing me over. You rock, bud. We got a good basis and a good start, and the block seems solid, and like, it's just such a great feeling. I mean, I'm honestly debating just like getting a brand new top end at this point. I'm still debating so many things. At this point though, I'm planning on keeping it fuel injected. I know I saw a comment on that. Really no point in going through all the carburetor mess and all that nonsense when you already have fuel injection. So I plan on keeping the fuel injection aspect of it. Gosh, there's so many freaking options. Dad was running by like so many ideas with me, and there's just so many cool ideas, you know? So, stay tuned. There's gonna be so many changes coming soon. So many new parts. Rebuilding this LS motor. Anyways, I gotta go to work. So, I'm calling it an end for the day. My little light chain. Need to cut a couple inches off that puppy. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you around next time.